Good day and greetings from the Great White North. My name is Prickly Poo and welcome to day 175 of a year of change. Today, I've got a number of things I want to talk about. I've been torn for the past little bit. This is why this is going up a little bit late. I've been looking at, so I think that clears it up. Good, as long as we're good. I've been looking at our timeline, and at the end of next week, a week from now, we're going to be at our 6-month point, where we've been doing this for 6 months straight. Some of you may have been doing this longer. Some of you may have sort of jumped in a little bit and said, okay, I can skip ahead, and just sort of go from there. But today seems to have a little, sort of a milestone to it, where we're hitting that 175 mark. That, I don't know, our 6-month mark is going to be day 182, which is, it doesn't really have that. I mean, it's 6 months, but it doesn't have, I don't know, a ring of milestone to it. In addition, though, that 6 months, I was going to do what I'm going to do today. I was going to do then, but it just seems like if I do that, that sort of puts some finality on what we're doing. And I know that this is considered a year, but this is going to be something that's going to be lifelong, that we're going to continue on afterwards. And I don't want it to feel like, okay, well, I've done 6 months. I only have 6 months to get to where I need to be. So I've recorded this 2 or 3 times now. And I did one where I was like, no, I'll do it today. And then I stopped halfway through it. No, I'll save it for 6 months. And then I started doing that. And then I went, no, this is stupid. I should be doing it today. Anyway, we're going to do it today. Finally. Fuck it. We're just going to go ahead and do it. Quick summary of the week to begin with. The main thing, I guess, that sort of threw me off this week was, don't worry, we'll get to it. We'll get to the important stuff. Earlier on this week, I've done fairly well. I've stayed below my calories. Just did a quick little sneak peek. I've stayed below my fat and my sodium too, but we'll get to that tomorrow. But on Wednesday at work, they had this thing, a huge ice cream bar at work. And not just like one big ice cream bar that everyone shared, like an ice cream buffet bar servey thing. That's the sort of thing. And where I'm not sort of a ice cream kind of person, I didn't think it was going to be too much. I just was like, I'm just not going to have any. In addition, though, I'm not a big fan of the let's leave everything out in that the public can touch and fondle and molest and get gross stuff all over for food. Like potlucks and buffet things and stuff like that. Buffets are probably a little bit different because at least there's heat involved and there are sneeze guards. But I just picture everyone going in and going, oh, everything looks so good. I'm just going to have all of this and some sprinkles and handfuls of ice cream, and then I'll put it back and pick my nose and fluff dandruff all over the place and ear hair and everything else. So I just sort of avoid those things. And I thought, it's okay, everyone's got these huge bowls of ice cream. And I'm like, I'm fine. I don't really need that. Besides, I have some gummies. I'm going to have some of those because I bought some. And I tried some sugar-free ones as well. They were fine. They were fine. But they were about $7 or $8 a pound. So I just got a little bit. And they had that same artificial sweetener metallic aftertaste. So I'm assuming it was aspartame, which didn't affect me as I thought it would. We've talked about that before, so everything was okay. But they have the same number of calories as regular ones, which really threw me off after I was going through it. I'm like, these are exactly the same, so I might as well have the real one. But I found before I go on to that. Anyway, on that Wednesday, I was going through. I didn't really have time to come home and have a proper lunch and, everything else. So I thought I'll just keep track of what I'm doing and, curb my intake, and we'll go from there. So at the end of the day, I tallied up all my numbers, and I was like, ooh. And that's when I found out the calories are exactly the same as for the sugar-free ones, and I completely negated the treadmill for that day. I generally burn about 750 calories. I'm just counting, just walking, so I don't count the running part. But I ate almost 800 calories worth of gummies in a day, which sounds like a lot, but when you're taking, that's 3 or 4 handfuls. That's it. So I went through, added up all my numbers, and still didn't go over, which was really good. So this week has been pretty good. But The main reason that this week sort of stands out for me, and this is going to require a little bit of a history lesson, so bear with me if you will. When I first started doing these videos, it was in mid-March. Excuse me. And I took my weight at that point, and that's the weight that I went by for my tracking purposes and, milestones and things like that. But because I had sort of started everything new this way, I didn't take into account stuff that I had done before. So when I really first started doing this in February, I was 10 pounds over where my milestone starts for this. So every single time that I do a weigh-in, and I look down and then it pops up with, oh, they've lost, 22.6 pounds so far. In my head, I think, no, I've lost 36 pounds or 32 pounds. So I'm always adding 10 pounds to it. So as I've been going through, it's been driving me nuts for a long time, but I didn't just want to sort of jump up by 10 pounds. But where we're sort of at a bit of a nice stopping point, that 175, it feels like a round number to me. I know it seems weird, but it's a multiple of 25, and that's why. So it's like, good enough. Okay, 175, it's a good one. I could wait till 200, but that's going to be way too far. I could do the 182, which is our 6-month mark. But again, that makes it feel as if, okay, well, we only have 6 months left. And I really don't want to set that expectation. I know this is a year, but we're going to be going for me anyway, for the rest of my life doing this. So I want to take them where they come. So when I did my weigh-in on Sunday, I took a sneak peek. And on Saturday, and I mentioned that, but on Sunday when I did my official weigh-in, I was to a point where I'd hit a significant milestone. And throughout this entire thing, for the past 6 months, I haven't told you how much I weigh because it's embarrassing. I'm only about 5'9", so, having this much weight on this short of a frame is not good. It's just because then you get an idea and you're like, oh, so he's just a ball. Okay. Anyway, when I first started this, in March, I had my weight, but I'm going all the way back at my absolute heaviest, which for the purposes of this, we're going to say is mid-February. At my heaviest, when it was at that point when I went, I need to do something. We've all had those where we go, I need to do something, and then we do something and we fall off the wagon. But what really prompted me to start doing, going into it in earnest and start doing videos and talking with you folks, with y'all out there. At my heaviest, I weighed 325 pounds. I'm sure it was a little bit more like 325 point something, but I've averaged it out to 325. Now that on a 5'9" frame is massive. And I'm still huge, don't get me wrong. But that's when I started doing everything, and then by mid-March, I started doing the videos and everything and sort of really kept on track. So on Sunday when I did my weigh-in, I weighed 273.8. So I had finally hit that 50-pound mark. And for me, it's a big milestone. It may not sound like a lot. There are people out there that have lost much more than that in a very short amount of time. And it's significant for them as well. But for me, because of, so many times that I've tried and failed and, have gone through, as we all have, getting to that 50-pound mark was a significant milestone for me. I'm not where I need to be, obviously, by a long shot. My original goal is to get down to around 175. It's a good weight for my height. It's a healthy weight. And more importantly, it's one that I can look at and go, I'd be content with that. Not just like skin and bones as well. I need to sort of, look okay. So it's about a third of the way through, or a third of the way to my goal, which I'm very happy about. So I still have another 100 pounds to go. But at least with this, I wanted to sort of share with you folks that, again, folks, with you guys, guys and gals, I wanted to share with you that because it is it's daunting to look at something and go, yeah, but I bet you I weigh more than them. Now you know. Now you know. There's some of you out there that are, and some of you out there that aren't. There's some of you that are going to be, surprised that I was that much. But yeah, I've lost. I haven't done my weigh-in for tomorrow yet, obviously. But as of that Sunday, I had lost 50 pounds. 51 point something or something. So I thought, okay, I want to do something. I mean, it's a significant milestone. Like whether you're tracking every 10 pounds or you're going 10 and 25 and whatever it is, you should do something for yourself just to reinforce that, to give yourself, because you know what, it is significant. It's something that you should reward yourself with, not with a cake or something, but something non-food related. Buy yourself something or do something so that you really, really wanted to do. I have my goals down the road when I hit 175, things that I want to do, which are sort of odd ones like, bungee jumping and skydiving and tree swinging and all sorts of stuff. But I thought, okay, what do I want to do? And it's an odd little thing. So because of MyFitnessPal tracking me from the time that I started doing videos, it still hasn't reflected how much I've actually lost. So what I want to do is I went back and I went, all right, good enough, from mid-February, added in those extra 10 pounds over the course of a month. So now my weight loss is going to be accurate, showing how much I've lost from my heaviest, how far I need to go down to, my goal weight. And I'm going to switch, I haven't switched it yet. I'm going to switch my ticker though, because originally I had my little ticker on MyFitnessPal showing how much weight I wanted to lose in total, because it just goes by what your goal weight is. I'm going to switch that around to showing what my starting weight was and what my end weight was. And although I still have a long, long, long way to go, I feel a little more comfortable sharing that with you people now because I have hit that 50-pound milestone. So that's my reward, is basically tweaking my numbers on MyFitnessPal so that it reflects accurately how much I've actually lost. What I'm actually going to do as well, though, because there's another part of that which has driven me buggy, and it's my streak count. Because I'm always a week ahead of where we are right now. Like today is day 175, but MyFitnessPal says, oh, you've logged in for these many days in a row. And it's always ahead of where we are. So I'm going to actually get them to reset that back to 175 so that whatever day streak I'm on, I know it's taking 7 days off, but that way it's matching up with each day that we're doing, because that's driving me nuts as well. It needs to be uniform. It needs to be accurate, and it just isn't. I would like to sort of tweak everything so that the day of the first video was 325 and go down that way, but that's not going to happen. That's too much work, and then it's going to bugger everything up. And I want it to stay accurate throughout the entire thing. So those are my little rewards, but there's a less tangible one as well. When I finally hit that 50-pound mark, because that was sort of one of the things that I said, at this point, I'm going to start, there's a couple of things I want to do. And one of them was to be able to wear t-shirts. I wear a t-shirt during this. This is it, just my poo shirt with poo on it. But generally, I don't, I wear layers, 10,000 different layers when I'm out in public with people, because you just don't want to see that. But I went into my closet and saw some clothes that I hadn't worn in probably a year or two. And because the last time that I tried putting them on, and it's probably actually, when I think about it, it's probably been longer than 2 years, to be honest. Because, I remember the last time I tried it, we've all done this, where you go, it's okay, I can probably still fit in there. And you try to put it on, and you just, I can't get it past my nipples, and then you just say, fuck it, and then you go eat. But I wanted to go in and see how much progress I can actually make without looking at numbers. The numbers are one thing, because you can see that, but you don't see it in the mirror, because you see yourself every single day, so you don't see the change. Like, some people may mention it to you that they've noticed a difference because they haven't seen you in 5 months or whatever, but we generally don't see that ourselves. So I thought, okay, I'm going to try and take a few things out that are a size smaller and see how bad the damage is. And very pleased when I put it on and went, I could actually wear this in public and not feel bad. That's my benchmark at that point. Not, is it enough that I look good? It's, do I look bad? And it's, anyway, so I pretty much have a new wardrobe across the board. Anyway, it's an older wardrobe, but it's new to me. So I've been able to wear that sort of thing, and the t-shirts that I originally bought a long time ago, which were too small when I bought them because I ordered them online and went, I can order the largest size they have. It should be fine. And it's like, nope, not really a smart move. But those fit as well. So I was able to go out with some friends and go, I'm wearing a t-shirt. It looks horrible, but it's okay. It looks better than it would, 5 months ago. 5 months and 50 pounds ago. Oh, I should have started that. That's what I should say. Anyway, that's what I'll title this. 50 pounds ago. Well, that would be 80. It wouldn't have. Plus 50, so, yeah, no, that's 130 pounds. Maybe I'll save that. There we go. Anyway, that was really the sort of the crux of my week, was hitting that milestone, and it's because I've been so close for so long, and to a point where you go, I've lost 49.6 pounds, and then I would gain, and then I would lose some, and it's like, okay, so it's 49.9, and I never really got over that hump. But on last Sunday, when I finally hit that, it felt really, really good. And not to toot my own horn, but 50 pounds is a significant amount of weight to lose, and it's all in fat. That's the thing. Like, it's not like I didn't have a foot fall off or, anything like that. This was 50 pounds of fat that now is no longer on my body. Which, when you say it like that, is actually, it's quite a bit. And now, as I say, I still have about 100 pounds left to go to where I want to be. But I know I can do 50. So my next goal is, okay, well, you know what? I know you can lose 50, so go for another 50. And then when that's done, go for another 50. And then it's a matter of making things look okay, because everything's going to be all over the place. But for me, it's a significant milestone. And for any of you that are out there that are hitting these milestones, you probably have hit it before me. I've been up and down and sort of stagnant for quite a few weeks. Whether you're hitting, you're trying to say, okay, I'm going to go for 10 pounds, and then you hit that, get yourself something, do something. You don't have to be expensive. It can be something small and say, when I lose that first 10 pounds, I'm going to go see a movie that I really wanted to go see. Or when I hit 25 pounds, then I'm going to, go sightseeing somewhere, or, anything. It doesn't matter what it is. Having those little rewards, even if it's tweaking numbers on MyFitnessPal, make sure it's accurate and that you're not lying and cheating and being all shady and stuff. Something like that, it's going to reinforce what you've been doing. And more importantly, it's going to acknowledge the fact that you've made a difference, that what you're doing is working. And it doesn't matter how slow you've been going. Some of you might be out there that are just shedding the pounds like crazy, that you may be way, way far ahead of where I am. That maybe you just dove right in, you've been hitting the gym every day, and you've cut way back on your fat and your salt and everything else. You're still eating healthy, I hope. But maybe your weight loss is going much, much faster. There's some of you that are out there that, you've been doing this for 5 months, and maybe you're just very, very slowly and steadily losing, and you may only have hit your 20-pound mark or your 10-pound mark. But you're still losing. You're still making progress. You're still making the changes that we're looking to make to get to a point so that at the end of the year, it's much easier to maintain that, so that we aren't yo-yoing back to where we need to be. So anytime that you do hit a milestone that you've set ahead for yourself, then do something to acknowledge it. Not just to say, okay, well, I've done 10 pounds, I got to lose another 10 before I'm where I need to be, or if you're like me, you need to lose 150 pounds or 300 pounds or however many that you need to lose. When you're hitting your milestones, whether it's a numeric goal or whether it's one where you can say, you know what, I can wear this again and I look good, or on the other end of the scale, if you're looking at it and say, I've been able to actually get out of bed for the first time in a year, and, just anything, any small thing that you have that is a milestone for you, reward yourself with something, because it is significant and it's something that you've worked really, really hard for. This isn't something saying, oh, look at this, I've been watching videos for 5 months. Just watching it isn't enough, obviously. But when you hit something, we know how hard it is, whether it's 10 pounds or whether it's 500 pounds that you're trying to lose. When you hit something that is significant for you, it does matter. And you should reward yourself for that. Again, don't go out and say, okay, I'm going to go to a buffet and eat all I want, or have a cheat day or something like that. But do something that is a real reward for you. Someone's barking at a dog. It's not even a dog barking. It's actually someone barking at a dog, I think. That's weird. I heard the dog, and anyway, you may have heard that. That was weird. It threw me off. I was having a very nice moment with you, and they've ruined it. Anyway, I was probably going to start repeating myself anyway, so we will cut this off here. But just basically, for any of you out there that are going, why are his numbers all wonky and all over the place? And he's added time, and he's cut back on his streak, his days in a row, and all the other stuff. I want to explain why, because it's going to look weird unless you watch this. But if you're watching this, you've already seen it, so anyway. Yeah, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. That's my reward, is to get, just to sort of get the math straight, so that it's not going, no, I'm actually 10 pounds lighter than it's, and the numbers are 7 days off. Just to get that so that it's nice and neat and tidy, that's my reward. And being able to wear t-shirts in public. Not skin tight ones. Like, I don't wear like just white t-shirts and then pour water on myself and going, oh, because that's gross. Because as I say, I still have a long way to go. I still need to lose another 100 pounds. And when you say it like that, when you look at it and say, in order for me to get to a healthy weight, and not to get super skinny or anything like that, this is actually to get to a healthy weight, not ripped or anything, just normal. I needed to lose 100. Well, I still need to lose a lot, but I needed to lose 150 pounds. I needed to lose almost 50% of my body mass to get to where I needed to be at a healthy weight. And I've lost 1/3 of my goal already, which, actually, let me think, 325, we'll say 300, so 50. Yeah, I've lost like 1/6 of my body weight. A little bit more than that. Like yeah. So I've lost 1/6 of my body weight, which, when you think of it like that, if you were to chop your body into 6 pieces, like 2 arms, 2 legs, a head, and a torso, I've lost a leg. Neat. Taken out of context, that's going to sound really, really bad. For any of you out there that have lost a leg, that was not fucking neat. I've lost a leg, dick. Anyway, but yeah, I've lost 1/3 of my goal. Achieved 1/3 of my, whatever it is, you know what I mean. I've lost 50 pounds out of the 150 that I'm looking to lose. So I know that I can do it. So at the next 50, I'll probably have another milestone, do something fancy, and I'll probably have to buy clothes at that point. That's the point that I'm going to need to start spending money. And hopefully that's the only time that you're going to be spending money on this as well, is when you actually go back and go, well, the old clothes fit, but I kind of need new stuff. Maybe that's your goal. Maybe when you hit a milestone, you can go out and buy yourself something that you wanted for a while, but think, no, I'm just going to be able to, like, that's a big goal for me, I suppose, when I'm actually at a normal weight, that I'm not going to have to rummage through 18 different bins of clothes to find something and go, finally, something that fits and is stretchy and, that's like clown pants to wear. I'll be able to go up and just grab something off the rack and say, I shall take these, good shopkeep. And then they'll stare at me because no one uses the term shopkeep anymore. It's stupid. But little things like that, those are the things I think that are going to keep us going. And that's part of the reason, again, why I didn't want to say, we're at 6 months. I mean, we're still going to celebrate the 6-month thing because doing something for 6 months straight is significant. But the numbers don't match up, and I don't want to make it sound as if this is our halfway point. Because that does put that finality on there, and then if you're looking at it and going, I'm not going to make it in 6 months, it's going to get discouraging. I know I'm not going to make my goal in 6 months. At the pace I'm going, which, again, is sort of a little too slow for me, but I'd rather it be too slow than me feel like, I'm losing, but I hate doing it. Judging by the pace that I've been taking, over 6 months, or 6 months from now, I'm not going to be at 175 where I need to be, unless I really step things up. But where our goal is to get to a point where we're eating healthy and doing regular exercise, it doesn't have to be going out and bodybuilding at the gym every day. Just having, enough that we are getting to a point where it's easier to maintain that schedule. That's where I want to get to at the end of the year. The weight part of it is coming off almost as a result of it. So that's what we need to keep in mind. So keep that in your head, that if you're looking at this and going, I'm not where they are, or I'm further ahead than they are, or I'm farther behind, further or farther, I'll do them both just in case. It doesn't matter where you are right now. If you're making progress from the time that you started doing this, back on day one when we very, very first started this, to the point where you are now, if you can go back on MyFitnessPal and click on, the last year, if your current weight is lower than your starting weight, then you've made progress. So, and for those of you that are out there going, in 6 months I haven't lost a single pound, then you know what? I'd like to be encouraging, but obviously something's not going right. So reevaluate shit, see what's going on, and find out where you can tweak things. But in general, when you're looking at that, that's still progress. I don't know why I have my arm way out here. You can't see where my hand is. I'll go, there we go. There's the start. There's the, oh, yeah, that's a really small. There we go. So at your starting point, we'll do this up here so that it can go properly across the screen. If your starting weight is here and your current weight is here, then that's progress. Or even if it's here and here, then it's progress. So that's the main thing that you want to focus on, is just the fact that you're lower than you were before. You're eating healthier than you were before. You're doing exercise, which is something that you've never done before. And if you've really, really sort of hit the gym big time, actually, you know what? The weight thing, you might still be maintaining. Because if you've like really gone out all the way and started building muscle like insanely quickly, as well as burning fat, then yeah, it's probably going to be more accurate to take your measurements than anything else. Because muscle is heavier than fat. It's denser. So your weight is going to be all wonky. I haven't hit the gym, obviously. But for those of you that are out there that have sort of gone full bore and decided, all right, I'm going to start bodybuilding, you are going to be shedding fat, but your weight may not change as drastically as you think. Anyway, that's a topic for another time. But for right now, I wanted to sort of share that because it's something that I've really held back on over the past few months, mainly because it's embarrassing. 5'9" is not really that tall. And having 325 pounds on that frame is, I mean, even thinking back, I don't think, I mean, I do know that there was like wheezing moments going upstairs and things like that, but it's embarrassing, which is why I never shared it. But at this stage, 275 is still pretty embarrassing, or 273.8, let's be accurate, is still pretty embarrassing, but I know that I've made progress, and I'm going to keep going. So you were the first people to see this as well. I've told a lot of people what I weigh, because, again, it's embarrassing, and I try to conceal it well. But I'm going to keep going, and hopefully get to another 50, and then another 50 after that, and get to where I need to be, and hopefully you're doing the same. But for right now, I'm going to leave this video here. So thank you very much for watching. If you liked it, please poke the like button for me. And in the meantime, keep yourself warm and fuzzy, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.